Okay, we're in Microsoft Excel and we want to know how to change a drop-down list. We'll look at how to amend the list, add to it and delete from it. We'll also look at 5 different ways the drop-down list may have been created. So let's start with the most common method where it refers to a range, often on another sheet. So I've got my drop-down list here. I select that cell. I need to be on the Data tab of the ribbon. I already am. And then I go to the Data Tools group and you're clicking on this button here with a green tick and a red no entry symbol. It's called Data Validation. And you can see that the data validation is allowing a list, and this is the source of the list. It's on the list sheet A2 to A5. If I click in that box, it actually takes me to where that list is on the lists sheet. Right, so I can cancel out of that, because that just tells me where the source is. Now, say I wanted to amend the list. Well, for example, if I want to change Bernard to Bob, then I could just overtype Bernard, and now Bob appears in the list and Bernard doesn't. If I want to add an item, let's say Bill, is that going to appear in my drop-down list? No. So what I have to do, select the cell or cells that contain the drop-down, go back to my data validation button, and I have to extend this range. So I could either just overtype the 5 with a 6, that would work, or I could just delete the current range and then select the correct range on my sheet. Click on OK, and now it will include Bill in the drop-down. Now, what if I want to delete an item? Well, if it's the last item in the list, I would just delete it. But you do end up with a gap at the bottom. And to get rid of the gap, you'd have to go back to data validation and then reduce the range. If you want to delete an item in the middle, you might think you just press delete on your keyboard, but you'll then get a gap in your list. So what you need to do is delete the cell. So if you right click on the cell, go to delete, shift cells up, and then the data validation list won't have that gap. Okay, so that deals with the range scenario. Let's now deal with a range on a hidden sheet. So here's my drop down, data validation. So you can see that the source is on a sheet called secret list, but I can't see secret list down here. If I click into the box, it doesn't take me anywhere. Right, so if this happens, cancel out of data validation. And what you need to do is unhide this sheet. So if you right click on one of the other sheet names and go to unhide and then select the sheet you want to show, click on OK, and there it is. So there we have my data validation list. I can now click in here and it will select it. You can see that it's pointing to those cells. Let's move on to the third scenario where we have a named range. Now, if I go to data validation and I look in the source box, I don't see a range. I see words instead, staff list. So this could be quite confusing if you don't know what's going on. Let's see what happens if I click in that box. It does actually take me to the range of cells. So why don't I have a range reference? Or why do I instead have these words? Well, if I go to this list sheet and I select those cells, can you see up here in the name box, it says staff list. So these cells have been named staff list. So it's just a quick and convenient way of referring to a cell or a range of cells. Now, if I need to amend an item in this named range, so for example, let's make Harry Hope, that would be fine, that would work. So instead of Harry, I now have Hope. But if I want to add a value, let's type in Harrison, it's not going to appear in the drop down. What I need to do is actually amend the named reference. Now to do that, you go to Formulas, and then Name Manager. And can you see the name that our drop-down list is using? Staff List, and it refers currently to C2 to C5. Now I need to edit that so it includes C6. So I click on the Edit button, and I change that 5 to a 6, or I could just select the range. Click on OK, click on Close. So now it includes Harrison. Now, if I want to delete an item from the named range, if it's the last item in the list, that results in a gap. So what you would need to do is go to your Name Manager again, Edit, and exclude that cell. So I'm back to C2 to C5. That gets rid of the gap. If I want to delete an item somewhere in the middle of the list, let's say Helen, I'd right click on it, delete, shift cells up. If I go back to my data validation drop-down list, there's no gap in the list, I'm good to go. So that deals with that scenario. Okay, fourth scenario, data sources in a table. So what I mean by that is this type of thing. Now you can see it's in a table because I've got this little control bottom right of the list. Also, I've got some colors applied. You may have different colors because you can have different colors in a table. But the key thing to look for is that little blue control bottom right of the list. That tells you that your data's in a table. So if I go here, data validation, you can see I've got a named reference here. And this is often the case when you're referring to a table on another sheet, it requires a named reference. But if I click into that source, you can see that it selects the data in that table. Okay, so what if I want to add an item to the list? Let's add Tamara. Now, will it update the drop-down list? It hasn't on previous occasions, but because it's in a table, it does automatically. So we don't have to fiddle around with specifying a new range or changing something in the Name Manager. It does it all automatically for us. Now, what if I delete an item in the list or want to delete an item in the list and it's the last item in the list? Well, all I do is delete it and then drag that blue handle up to exclude that cell. So if I go back, you can see that it no longer includes Tamara and I don't have a gap in the list. If I want to delete something in the middle of the table, I just right click on it. I go to delete table rows. And that will also successfully update your list. So last scenario where the data validation is using a trim range operator in its data source. So I'll show you what I mean. I go to data validation. Now there's my data source. If I click into it. Now the thing to note here, the thing to look out for is that little full stop after the colon. Now you'll see that the range is actually G2 to G15, but when I click into it, it only selects the cells that have actual text in them. So I want to show you how this behaves. If I go back to this list and I add another record, another name, let's say Richard, will it include it in the drop-down list? And the answer is yes. So even though the list looked like it was only referring to these cells, because of that little full stop after the colon, it automatically includes any other values in the range G2 to G15. But it doesn't create a gap despite the fact that we're referring down to G15. Previously in these other examples, it would have done so. Now in this scenario, if you want to amend a value, you would just do so. There's no difference between this and the other options that we've looked at. And if you want to delete a value, then I would recommend just right clicking on it, delete, shift cells up. And that'll get rid of the item in the list. So I've just thought of another scenario. Sometimes what people do is hide the column that contains the data source list. And someone might do this if the data source is on the same sheet as the dropdown. So I've got this scenario here. I click into the drop-down list. I go to data validation, and I can see that there's no sheet name here. So the source is on the current sheet. But if I click into the source box, I get these marching ants appearing vertically in my spreadsheet. And that's a clear indication that you've got a hidden column that contains the data source. So what you need to do is select columns either side of where those marching ants were, right click and unhide, and you'll see your data source. So you can amend, add and delete in the normal way once you can see the list.